excited to come on back?
Yeah, I think anytime you get another opportunity to represent this university and play for Coach Ferentz and, Coach Barnett, two guys that I have a lot of respect for, I'm not going to pass that up. So to be able to come back and, talk to Coach Ferentz, he's an O-line guy. Coach Barnett, they've done a great job with developing O-linemen, and, I think that's what I need is one more year so that I can play a lot longer in the NFL. So, I think that's going to help me out a lot.
Were you ever thinking you weren't coming back?
Going into the season, I was treating it as it was my last season, and I think that bye week, Coach Barnett kind of brought it up to me and things like that, and I talked to Coach Ferentz and mentioned it to me, and I started thinking about it, talked to my family a little bit about it.
Was there any part of it that was kind of a maybe like responsibility or something, just with you filling in as captain for some of those later games, kind of thing like, boy, I need to be here to help that next generation next year, help lead these guys again?
No, I mean, we have a lot of guys on this team that do a great job leading. Addison Estringa, some guys on the defense, like Jade Montgomery. We have a lot of young guys like that are going to do a great job. I didn't feel any responsibility to do that because I know we're going to leave the program in good hands. But it was more so just Herget's my roommate too, so it's kind of funny. We kind of talked about it. Just like I said earlier, anytime you get a chance to come back and play here, you're not going to pass that up because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Was there a singular moment where you knew?
I think so. We had exit meetings, and I talked to Coach Barnett for about an hour and a half or so. We're just going through the whole offensive line and what we think next year's going to look like and things like that. And it just got me super excited. I get to play with these guys one more time, and I think right then is when I kind of knew.
Kirk mentioned your name with Linderbaum. What does that mean to you when he kind of throws your name in with Lindy?
Yeah, I think when you have Lindy, that caliber of player, right? He's such a good player, and he really did leave his jersey in a better place, and he represented this university well. And anytime you can get your name mentioned with his, it means a lot. And, I got to talk to him about when I was transitioning from defense to offense, right? And he really did help me out quite a bit, and it really does mean a lot. And I'm hoping, if everything goes well, I can play at that caliber someday.
What's the future of the O-line next year?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different. I mean, we're losing Mason, Nick, Chap, Els, like all these senior guys, Connor. It's going to be a lot different, but, I'm excited because we got some guys that can play football, and I'm really pumped for it. It's going to look pretty good, I believe.
What do you think you can accomplish with one more year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot, not just as an individual, but as an offensive line. I think we left a lot out there in some games, and, we kind of want to get that back and get some wins back. It was a lot of fun playing with these guys, and, Coach Lester's offense is a lot of fun to play for, too. I think we're really excited for it, and these guys to get a chance to go out there and play and show what they can do.
Who are some of those younger guys that might step into that void that's going to be left with some of those guys moving on?
Yeah, it's, I bet they're a little nervous, but also excited. We got guys like Trevor Lout, Cade Pieper, Leighton Jones. All these guys have a great opportunity this spring to, get better, and because, they have a chance to play on Saturdays next fall. They're going to compete for those spots. So I'm really excited for them. They're going to do a great job, and, come Saturdays in the fall, they'll be ready.
What have you seen just kind of Brandon Sullivan as he's worked back from injury?
He's just a competitor, and he wants to be out there. When he had that high ankle sprain, you could just tell it was kind of hurting him a little bit, just not being out there with his guys. But, he's practiced well. He's practicing at a high level. He looks like himself now. He's running the ball, doing things that he does. So he's doing a great job, and he's going to continue to get better.
Well, you've got two more teammates going on that All-America wall upstairs.
Yeah.
6 years in a row the Hawkeyes have put one up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something those guys, you played with them, is there something those guys have in common that make them great players?
Yeah, those are guys that didn't miss very many practices, right? You talk about Jay and KJ, they didn't miss very much. They showed up every single day and worked. I came in the same class with Jay, and, he wasn't a big, recruit out of high school, all these things, but he put his nose down and worked. And he was consistently doing that day in, day out. And, you got to learn from Jack Campbell, Seth Benson, Nick Neiman, all those guys. So it was pretty cool to see him go out there and ball out, and it was no surprise to me. He did such a great thing.
Logan, I think 3 weeks ago, you said that you were preparing it for you to be your final time in Kinnick.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the first part of it. Were you seriously going to leave at that point, or were you just kind of like, I don't really want to answer questions when coming back?
Yeah, I mean, so it got mentioned to me the 6th year in our exit meetings, coming back a little bit, but I didn't really think about it much. You know, I just wanted to continue the season because I didn't know what I was going to do, right? You know, you have an opportunity to go play in the NFL. You know, that's something you dream of. But also playing here is also something you dream about too. So I was literally just right in the middle of everything I wanted to do. So I was going to treat it as my last game. You know, 2 more games as a Hawkeye. That's how I wanted to see it. Then I'll decide everything after that game.
So you guys stay pretty locked in for the most part
Yeah.
too, and try to like shoo away everything. So would it be almost harder to think about that decision just because you're so used to the routine of kind of what you do day by day?
Yeah, I think it was very easy to get distracted by, but I just tried my hardest to, you know, get it off my mind and not think about it. You know, that bye week was a good time to think about it. But, you know, we had 2 more games, big games too, in Maryland and Nebraska. So I knew I needed to lock in and focus on that. And then after that, you know, I can relax a little bit, think about things, talk to the coaches, talk to my family, and figure things out from there.
Logan, this question is more of a reflection of the times of college football, not you, I promise.
Yeah, okay.
Was there any like consideration of entering the portal for your last year?
Absolutely not. If you play O-line and you want to be the best, you play at the University of Iowa and you play for Coach Ferentz and Coach Barnett because, you know, they coach it a lot differently than other teams. And, you know, I get to talk to guys like Coach Harry Heastan, who coached at Notre Dame, and just all these guys that know offensive line play. And, you know, you know that if you come to Iowa, you're going to develop into a great offensive lineman. I mean, we've seen like Lindy, Wirfs, sure, right? You got all these guys, James Daniels, that play in the league for so long. Like if you want to play offensive line at a high level, you come here.
Is there anything you're most looking forward to in 2025 as a Hawkeye?
And just getting back out there. You know, anytime you get to play in Kinnick, it's always something special. But you know, it'll be fun. We got some big teams coming to I think Kinnick, 3 Big Ten home games in a row, which will be cool. So we got Penn State, Oregon, and is it Indiana? Yeah. So I mean, we got 3 playoff teams coming to Iowa next year. So I think it'll be pretty fun.